Have you heard of NMJD? Probably not, because I actually just made it up. And it's something that I implemented for myself as of this morning. And I want to share it with you. NMJD stands for no more justification and denial, right? No more justification and denial. What does this mean? Well, justification means that I justify an action, a decision, a thought. I rationalize it, or I make something okay. I justify it. Denial means that I deny the impact that it might have. I deny what I want. I deny my desire. I deny what the goal is. I deny things, right? I want you, and this is why I'm sharing it with you, I want you to live a life of no more justification and no more denial. Why do I say this, and why is this so important? Because we justify poor behavior. We justify actions. We justify things, and then it leads to denial. Denial of what we want. Denial of our goals. Denial of what's impacting us. Before I go on to this, I want to talk to you about what I call second-order consequences. Second-order consequences is a framework in which I learned early in my life. I think it was probably when I was 13. And when I was 13, I was in science class. And when I was in science class, I was goofing around, right? Everybody does it when they're young. The teacher was in the back room. I was playing, goofing off. And as part of my goof off process, I bumped into a skeleton. Now, if you've been to science class, they're usually either plastic or real skeletons. And this was actually a real human bone skeleton. And when I bumped into the skeleton, I bumped up into it just hard enough to have the slowest 5 seconds of my entire life happen. Now, when I say slowest 5 seconds, imagine slowing everything down to where you could literally see yourself reaching for it, right? Well, I bumped into the skeleton, and I turned and I watched this thing just fall. Slowly. But fast enough to which I can't grab it, but slow enough that it seemed like it took forever. Well, as the skeleton came crashing down to the ground, my teacher came out, of course. As this happens, I get in trouble. And this is when I learned second-order consequences. Second-order consequences is simply this. One action does not give one outcome. One action gives multiple outcomes. So what do I mean? Again, I broke that skeleton. So here's how it worked. First-order consequence is I get sent to the principal's office and I get sent home for breaking it. Second-order consequence, though, that happens is that now I'm at home and I'm grounded. I also have to have a follow-up appointment with the principal to discuss me repaying the skeleton. Third-order consequences, because my mother already knows that I'm going to have to repay the skeleton because I broke it, I'm grounded. And while I'm grounded, I also have a fourth-order consequence, which is I have to do chores. I have to do enough chores to work this skeleton off. Now think about that. How many times are you going into the deeper level consequences of an action you take? For instance, if I eat a cookie, the cookie is one cookie. But what is the consequence of it? Well, initially, there's not much consequence. The consequence is just simply I ate over my calories. But there's a second-order consequence, and that second-order consequence is now I'm going to continue that behavior, and I'm going to be over my calories. And because I'm over my calories, I'm probably not going to lose the ideal weight I wanted. And because I didn't lose the ideal weight I wanted, I'm going to have a third-order consequence of failure in my head. I'm going to feel like a failure. Because I feel like a failure, I'm then going to have a fourth-order consequence where I fall off other actions, such as going to the gym or tracking my nutrition or actually going and eating the right way the rest of the day or the week, right? So every action has a reaction, and those reactions are not singular reactions. They're multiple reactions. So what I want to tie all this into with the justification and denial is that justification is our way of dismissing or excusing a behavior or action that does not align with what we truly are or what we truly want. Eating a cookie and then saying, it's only one cookie, or skipping your workout and saying, it's only one workout, or, my friends are calling, I've got to, or you say, I only did half of that because, right? You just justified it. And because you justified it, now you don't have the same result. And because you don't have the same result, you're now going to go down the path of denial. And when denial happens, we're going to deny things such as what we want, right? I want to lose 20 pounds. Losing weight's not that important. Yet every night you go home and you look in the mirror and you feel or look at yourself in disgust. I know I have. Or you say, I don't need to do it this week. That's denial. That's denying the fact that you need to do something that's actually important to you, your life, and your desires for your outcomes, right? So what I've put into place as for myself is the NMJD. No more justification or denial. These lead into each other. So how can you do this? Well, one, we want to eliminate justification of actions. We want to eliminate these justifications by eliminating the bad action. If we have the bad action, we don't justify it anymore. We acknowledge it and correct it, right? We get angry at children because they do not learn from their mistakes. You touch the stove, they retouch the stove, right? In this case, it's painful enough to where it gives them a sense of not going to happen again. But unless you're stopping the justification, you're validating your own reason to retouch the fire or retouch the stove. You're justifying an action to make it okay instead of realizing it doesn't align with who you are, what you want, or who you want to be. So where are we justifying things in our life? Are you justifying your poor behavior? Maybe you're being mean to people and justifying it because they were mean first. Maybe you're justifying your actions by saying, hey, it's not that big of a deal that I went off my diet today or ate that cookie or didn't track my meals today, right? Or maybe you're justifying lack of action, not doing things. I'm tired, I didn't go to the gym. The weather is nasty outside, I can't go do that. It's sunny today, so I'll skip it, it's okay. Is it okay? Because really, it's not. It's not, because every day, again, like I said, you go home and you feel less of yourself. You feel more of a failure. And when that happens, we go down this now never-ending rabbit hole of redemption. And when we have to redeem ourselves and we're still living in justification, we cannot move back to the level we want because we're excusing poor behavior. Now, that justification, again, leads to the denial. Denial of what you want. What is your goal? Do you want to lose 20 pounds? Well, if you just justified eating that cookie, you're now going to deny the passion and commitment that you have for that goal. If you justify skipping a workout, you're going to say you're okay with the way that you look and feel. And you're going to deny that you're unhappy with the way you look and feel. You're going to justify an action such as, not saving money because you got to have fun, yet then will deny the importance of having the money in your bank account to pay your bills or buy that item or buy a house, right? So justification and denial go hand in hand, and then they lead into our second, third, and fourth order consequences. So what NMJD is all about, guys, is just simply eliminating justification of poor behavior and eliminating the denial around the poor behavior or the actions around it as a whole. So again, how do we do this, or what do you do? Well, first, you work every day as its own day. I'm going to commit to 30 days. Now, when I commit to 30 days, that doesn't mean that I'm tracking 30 days. I am tracking 30 days. However, I'm focusing on one thing, and that's my next action. My next action. Right now I'm driving. I'm talking to you on this video. I'm driving and talking, right? So now you can see, hey, if I get pulled over, I'm probably going to get a larger ticket. That's a second order consequence, right? Because now I'm talking on the phone. I'm not paying attention, even though I'm wearing sunglasses and looking straight at the road, right? So where are you justifying and denying? What action is your next action you're going to take, and then you're going to justify a behavior. The goal is to focus on finding the justification before it happens. We pre-justify an action before we take action. We say, oh, yeah, okay, I can eat that cookie. It's not going to be a big deal. Eat the cookie. Yeah, eating the cookie's not a big deal. It's only one cookie, right? So you had justification pre, you had justification post, and then you have denial around the whole situation. So your focus is simply this: commit to a time period of NMJD. Inside that time period, commit to daily action. Daily, no more justification and denial. Focus on the day as a singular day and win that day. But once you start the day, don't focus on the day as a whole. At the end of the day, we will recap. As you go through the day, focus on each decision. We focus on this decision by watching our actions and when we start to justify. Oh, should I eat that sandwich or should I eat the salad? Oh, the sandwich is no big deal. Stop, pause, justification, realign, and do the correct action. Eat the salad in this case. Oh, I'm going to speed because I got to get to work. It's okay, I got to get to work. Justification. Do I need to speed to get to work? No. Okay, go the speed limit so you don't get the ticket, right? So, you want to live each action as its own action, worrying about not allowing yourself to justify and catching yourself before you do. As you catch yourself, allow yourself to see where you might have then led into denial. Denying that you did something wrong. Denying that the outcome or action has more than one consequence. Remember, second order, third order, and fourth order consequences. And look at where you would have allowed yourself to make that choice, take that decision, or make that action. Then, only then, will you be able to make correct future decisions. So, this is not just about one action, one day, 1 week, 1 year. It's about the rest of your life making better choices and decisions, not rationalizing and justifying the poor behaviors that you have that align or don't align with the true self you want to be or become, or the person that you should be and know that's inside of you. The only way you're going to be able to get to that point is if you eliminate the justification of bad or not good choices and stop the denial about what you want, what the outcome or action or result of that action is, and stop denying who you can become and who you're truly capable of. That's it, guys.